This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Eating in the Dark, an animated short from director Inari Sirola made back in 2020. It's a pretty loose story following a woman named Ciro, who is apparently having romantic troubles and, frustrations. Not sure how to word it for YouTube. Anyways, the short takes a brief look through her experiences, from an awkward date to being confronted with her inner doubts, eventually culminating in her having to go toe to toe with her anxieties and insecurities. To accomplish this, things get really kind of weird. The short is pretty confusing at first, what with its high attention to imagery and symbolism over a more direct narrative. It's really more like a series of scenes that have an underlying thread connecting them, but no stronger story. Even then, that thread is more conceptual than narrative, so it's really more like a set of vignettes, like a character study but without much depth or exploration in Ciro, beyond one aspect of her personality. She really doesn't have too much going for her as a character, at least beyond the surface level frustrations of her love life. The world around her also has more about it that goes unexplained, though there is more of its symbolism that is easier to pick up on your own than there is that is outright ignored. Ultimately, the story does make its themes of self-discovery and self-realization clear, but it's not as explicit about it until the end. It does feel that there's more time put into the film's aesthetics and art design, which are wholly unique, and for most people will be at least half of its appeal. On the other hand, it feels like a case of style over substance, since most of the artwork seems to be just for the sake of standing out. That is, the art design within an individual scene does focus on the more important elements or ideas, but it also doesn't feel consistent between scenes, nor does it result in a unified world. It may be dreamlike and imaginative, sure, but it still feels like a bunch of ideas thrown together. Still, while the movie may have its faults on a constructive level, I do appreciate the story it has to tell and the relatively interesting manner through which it tells it. Hopefully that'll be considered a positive note to end this review on. Eating in the Dark. Inari Sirola, 2020. 3 stars. I'd recommend this short, but I wouldn't necessarily go into it without knowing what you're in for. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. I mean, the short isn't as bad as I probably made it sound. It's just weird. But it does come together by the end. Sorta. Kinda. Mostly. Ish.